Hey y'all, it's me, Miss B. Today we're talking about multiplying polynomials. So when we multiply a monomial by a polynomial, so a monomial is one term, we're going to multiply the monomial by each term in the polynomial using the procedure for multiplication of exponents. Okay, so all this means is we add the exponents together. Okay, and this is the distributive property is all it is. Okay, so to do this problem, we're going to take this 2x and distribute it all the way through. So this is x to the first out front here. So I first multiply my coefficients first. And then I multiply the variables. So only focus on one thing at a time. So -2 times 3 is -6. Then I have to multiply x to the first times x squared. Now, I add those together and I get x to the 1 plus 2, which is x to the third. I'm just showing that one to the side there so you know kind of what I'm talking about as far as what that procedure looks like or that thought process. Okay, then we want to do -6x to the third. So we have -2 times -4 gives me a +8. And then x to the first times x to the first, 1 plus 1, gives me x squared. Finally, -2 times 5 gives me -10. The 5 doesn't have a variable, so I'm just going to take the variable and plop it down there. And now it's already in standard form because we multiplied a function that was already in standard form. Okay, so that is all for that. So you're just distributing it through and adding those exponents together. Okay, go ahead and do these examples on your own. Okay, what you should have done was taken this x through. This is an x to the first. So, and it does have an exponent of 1. 1 times 7 is 7. X to the first times x squared gives us x to the third. 4 times 1 is 4. X times 1 is x. We get 4x. All right, this next one, distributing through. -2 times -5 is +10. There's no exponent on that, so it's just x squared. Then -2 times -7 gives me a +14. X squared times x to the first gives me x to the third. And then we want to put it in standard form. So 14x to the third plus 10x squared is our final answer. All right, continuing on, when we multiply polynomials and we have two polynomials or more, we want to find the product of two polynomials by multiplying each term in the first factor by each term in the other factor, then combine like terms. The chart method I think is good for larger polynomials. But the FOIL method is probably the most popular method. Okay, so let's come down here and I'm going to show you the chart method. So what I do is I'm going to take the 7x plus 2 and write it on the top. And I can put the plus there if I want to. It doesn't change anything. And then the 5x plus 1. You really don't need those there. If it were negative, you would need it, but positive doesn't change anything. Okay, so then it's going to be much like a Punnett square where you multiply each of these together and then get your thing and then multiply you these together and get your thing, and then you add them all together in the end. So 5x times 7x gives me 35x squared. 2 times 5x gives me 10x. 7x times 1 gives me 7x. And 2 times 1 gives me 2. Then I'm going to add all these together. So I have 35x squared plus 10x plus 7x plus 2. But I need to combine these like terms. So I get 35x squared plus 17x plus 2. Go ahead and take a second to get that written down. So that was the chart method. Okay, and here's a second method, FOIL. Okay, so F stands for first, O stands for outside, I stands for inside, if I can spell, and L stands for last. Okay, so first, I'm going to multiply the first term by the first term. Okay, we usually make these little rainbows. So first times first. That gives me 35x squared. Then I'm going to multiply my outside terms together. So those two terms. So 7 times 1. 7x times 1 is 7x. Then I'm going to do inside. So 2 times 5x. So that is 10x. And then last, those two last terms, 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so let's finish this out and then I'll say what I'm going to say. But combine like terms again. So we get 35x squared plus 17x plus 2. Now, you'll notice we got the exact same answer for these two problems, but just two methods of doing them. So neither one is wrong, neither one is right. Well, they're both right, actually, but it just doesn't matter which one you use. Okay, the FOIL method is also called double distribution, because if you look closely here, you can see that the 2 is being distributed through and the 7 is being distributed through. You see two things being distributed, those rainbows. Okay, so go ahead and do these next ones on your own, but definitely use both methods at least once. So you need to use the FOIL method at least once and the chart method at least once, and you can pick whichever way you want to do it. All right, for this one you should have got x squared minus 8x plus 7. For this one, you should have got x squared minus 16. For this one, you should have wrote it out as x plus 5 times x plus 5. That's what that square means. And so you get x squared plus 10x plus 25. Next, you get x to the third plus 11x squared plus 2x plus 22. Next, you get 12x to the third plus 6x squared plus, is that 8x plus 2. And this next one here, we get x to the third minus 4x. Oh wait, I don't think I did that right. You should get negative x to the fourth plus 9x to the third minus 4x plus 36 for that one in standard form. So each of those are in standard form. All right, that's all for today.